Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? I know that some of y'all love my story times, and I haven't given y'all a story time in a while. Let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Dalton, and this is my channel. All right, and I know it's been a while since I gave y'all story time, so I want to give y'all story time. But before I say that, I ask you to subscribe if you like to. Give this video, any of my videos, a thumbs up. And I love to hear your comments, all right? But also, little information. I'll remind you again, my birthday is April the 5th. That's right, I will be 58 years old. And I look it, don't I? That's right, my birthday is April the 5th. I'll be 58 years old. And for those 2 weeks, starting April the 5th, I do plan on enjoying myself and taking that time off from YouTube. But don't you worry, I already got it scripted out. I haven't made it yet, but the videos for y'all for those 2 weeks on Tuesday at noon, I already got it scripted out, so you'll still get your videos, and I'll be celebrating my birthday. All right, so I just want to let y'all know about that. Now, on to story time. All right, this story time, this is about, I'm gonna call this me, the police, and the thief. All right. Now, when I was younger, and if y'all don't know, I worked private security over 5 different states for over 10 years. So when I was younger, and I was living, I believe it was in Texas at the time, and nope, Oklahoma. And everybody came down with the flu, right? Everybody was all sick and everything. And we had the company I worked for also had a client that was a mall, one of those big malls. This is when back in the day when everybody went to the malls. All right. And we would patrol at different times, but then we had a skeleton shift, which is usually just 1 or 2 people, late at night, and sometimes and overnight. So if you don't know, I'm partial permanent disabled, and I have arthritis in my back and in my ankles. All right. So at this one time, arthritis was acting up really bad, and I was on a cane, but I still could walk, do patrol. And they begged me because everybody else was out sick. So they begged me to go ahead and work in the mall. And I said, okay, fine, no problem. They said, it's a light shift. Basically, they needed a warm body, because really nothing happened on that shift at night. So I said, okay. So I walked, I worked it. They begged me. And I was like, okay. And I worked it. And everything was going smooth. It was late at night. And all the stores are closed up. The gates are pulled down, everything. And, you hear weird sounds all over the place, And, you can't let it spook you out because most of the times it's just the sounds of different things going on in a building, air conditioning turning on, etc. So I'm doing my patrol, logging it on my daily report, doing my patrol. Everything's cool. And then I walked by this, I think it was a Gap, I'm not sure, but I walked by the store and I heard the air conditioning pop on, and it just shocked me, right? So I'm like, what's going on? So I started getting kind of spooked, like this place got ghosts or what? So I'm doing my patrol, and I was doing it every hour on the hour. And one time, it was getting late. I got bored, and something in my mind said, do a patrol again. So I did another patrol, but I didn't do it every hour and hour. This was, I had just got through doing one, and then about 20 minutes later, I'm sitting down. I'm saying, oh, what the heck? Something in my mind said, do a patrol again. So I walk around, and I'm doing this patrol, right? And then, everything's clear, everything's smooth, everything's good. So I walk around. All of a sudden, I'm by, I think it was a Gap, and I hear tinkling, and I'm like, gosh, that must be the air conditioner again, you know? So I'm getting ready to step up to the gate and look, and then I see this really big husky guy, right? He's in there. And if they were going to do inventory, they let security know when they're going to do inventory. So it was not inventory time, all right? And this guy is shopping. I mean, he is picking out clothes like he's shopping. I want you to understand, all these stores have been closed for hours. This is like, I guess, 12:30 a.m., you know, the thick of the night. You get what I'm saying? And all the stores are closed. And so I step back slowly. All right. My blood's pumping. I'm like, oh, shit, there's somebody in there. And I could tell he had a trash bag, and he also had a handful of clothes, and he was just shopping, pulling stuff from rack and everything. So, and you know, shoving stuff in the trash bag. So I step back real quiet because I didn't think he saw me. So I stepped back real quiet, and then I went to the patrol office, right? And immediately I called the police. All right. So I called the police, and I'm staying away, but I'm still keeping my eye on what's going on. And this guy, I mean, he's going through the place, okay? And you could tell he was doing personal shopping as well as general shopping. And I'll explain what that means. He's a thief, and he's doing personal shopping. Let's say Ray saw a jersey and some shorts in there that he wanted but couldn't afford. So he's gonna steal those. So, you know, he got Ray's size, and he's gonna steal those. And then Pookie wanted a hat in there as well as some shorts that he saw couldn't afford. So he's gonna steal that for Pookie. The general stuff they steal is stuff that they think that just most people can fit, that they could, they could sell. Okay, so I explained that for you. So, and I'm watching this guy. I called 911, and I also called my sergeant. Okay, let him know what's going on. So, okay, I'm on my way. Be careful, don't approach this guy, but keep your eye on that, because your main duty is security is to report, okay? Communicate, report, and write down the stuff, okay? It's not to be a police officer. It's to call the police. So, and I mean, that all depends on the level of security you're doing. But the general security, unarmed security, I was unarmed. So, armed security is a whole different ball game. But you're still not police, even if you're armed. So I'm going up there, and then I see him heading out the back, just, the back of the building. So I go out there, and the police officers, it was this woman and a guy, right? And they were so cool. I mean, she was fine as hell, I gotta admit. Woo. Anyway, they had pulled up, lights off, okay? So the guy didn't see him. So I walked up, and I saw him, and then I stood at my distance. I confronted him. I said, hey man, hey. And he saw me with my cane, security uniform on. He saw me with my cane, right? And he kind of laughed, like, what you gonna do? You ain't nothing. And he had a handful of clothes and a bag, trash bag. And he was walking off, And it freaked him out because all of a sudden the police announced themselves and gave him commands, right? His eyes got about big as a $50, right? So then he started to run. So I'm running up there, and they're running towards him. They tackle him. right? And I mean, this guy, he was fighting. All right, he was resisting arrest. He was fighting, and I had my cane, right, and I wanted to hit this arrogant son of a gun one good time on the head, but I didn't. I resisted, and it took both of them because he was fighting. Okay, he was a fighter. He was fighting, but they got him, and it was kind of funny because he was looking at me like, what you gonna do? He didn't really pay attention that, there's some cops approaching, he just looking at me like, yeah, you ain't done. And boom, they got him, man. I mean, they got him though. They announced themselves, did everything by the book, and they got him. And they thought I was going to have to be a witness, but then I found, they found out I didn't have to. I mean, it was pretty much because they had security cams that saw him. They had all this other stuff. And this was back in the day when they didn't have as many security cams that, they had a security cam at the back of the building. Okay, that's where they saw him. A lot of times back in the day, they didn't have all those security cams in those places like they do now. Okay, so yeah. And I'm talking about, that was a fine policewoman too, man. And she gave me some advice that I hold to this day that I keep to myself. But I mean, dang, that guy was fighting. And, he was built. You got to tell he worked out, man. It took both of them. I thought I was going to have to jump on him, jump in there, help him out. But they got him. They did a good job. And I know now the law is if you steal $500 worth of stuff in some states, it's a felony. He had way over $500 worth of stuff. Okay. And then found out that it was an inside job. He was fired from that store. And I don't know what he was doing, if he was stealing whatever, but he was fired from the store. And he had apparently kept, or he made a copy of a key to get in. Okay. So he had planned it out. Okay. So even when he gave his stuff back, he had a copy of it. All right. So, cause he was either like a shift lead or a assistant manager or something, but he was doing dirty deals. So he got fired. And that is the story time for you right there. And I'm talking about, this was at night. I mean, it was crazy, people. It was crazy. This is when I was younger. Okay, I'm too old for that shit now. All right. Also, I wanted y'all to send up a prayer for a friend of mine named Ken. He's going through a little bit of something. So those who do believe, no matter what your religion is, I'll ask you to send up a prayer to my friend in Ken in Oklahoma. All right? Do that for me. And I shall wrap to y'all later. Hope you enjoyed the story time. Peace out.